changes unwanted thoughts, unwanted feelings. You wouldn't even know that you could act. On the corner of crisis and opportunity.
From The Secret. Everybody needs this.
Welcome to Beyond The Sugarcoat. Hey, Sugar fan.
Welcome to another edition of Beyond The Sugarcoat. I'm Diane, and today I'm sitting with my hypnotherapist, Justin Shyiver.
Hello.
Hey, Justin. So Justin has done a show with us previously. Got to look at it. It's super interesting. It really introduces you into the world of hypnotherapy. Really even recommend this for young men and young adults, and even for older folks, obviously. But young people, if you can do this now, you're saving yourself a lot of heartache down the road in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Work on your mind early. Yeah, they don't teach us in school, unfortunately, and they make it sound like it's woo-woo, anything about the mind. It's not. The most important thing I have realized as an older woman now is my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So hypnotherapy, we're not going to repeat what it was because they need to look at that show. How does hypnotherapy help with trauma or suppressed memories?
Sure. So what happens with trauma is we retain every experience we've ever experienced within ourselves. So we have what's called cellular memory, and your subconscious remembers things even from before you were born, like in vitro. So if mom or dad is stressing and you're hearing all that, that's coming in and those are going into your cells. So what happens is your subconscious has to store things in there so that it can respond to things in the future to keep you safe, which keeps you alive. So what it does is it'll hold anything that it views as unsafe in a memory, in a file, and it'll link things together. And these things may not be logically linked together. That's what your conscious mind is for, but your conscious mind doesn't deal with trauma. Your subconscious does. And so what will happen is over the years, it'll group, let's say you got in a car accident and let's say you get in a fight. It'll group those two together as this was traumatic, this is traumatic. How do I get out of this? How do I get out of this? And whatever it was, whether you got out of it in a good way, a bad way, or indifferent, your subconscious doesn't understand good and bad. It just understands safe or not. So it'll hold that memory in place. It'll hold that reaction in place. And it'll keep having you react in that same way until there's something else that counter programs that. And so let's say you had a trauma when you were a baby and you didn't have a trauma again until you were an adult. And then your reaction to that is that of a child. That's why.
Oh, it all makes sense, right?
Yeah.
When somebody really sits down and explains it.
Yeah.
And I love the way you explain things. Like it's just so down to earth and real and pertinent to our modern times where we can understand the lingo, right? Because it can be complicated.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get my point across to where it's digestible.
Yeah, totally. It is digestible by me for sure.
Good.
Have you had a session where someone remembered something life altering?
Almost every session is in some way, shape, or form life altering, because what happens is even if you come in for something tiny, maybe you come in because you're eating too much sugar, or maybe you're coming in because there's you don't like the way you look today.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What happens is because they're all usually more deeply rooted, it's like peeling layers of an onion off. And so what'll happen is a lot of times you'll come in and you'll think you know what the issue is. You think you know why. And when you get into your subconscious, you find that there's a much deeper reason. And a lot of times it can be spiritual. It can be something, like I said, from infancy or early childhood. It could be from adolescence. It could be something that you'd be like, oh, I forgot all about that. How can this cause that? And that's why, because your subconscious doesn't use logic. It doesn't use intelligence. So it just links things together and puts it in there. And what'll happen is people go, oh, and when you get that eureka moment, what that does is it actually changes the neural pathway.
Yes.
And it creates more possibilities or opportunities. And the more possibilities or opportunities we have, the less likely your subconscious will default to stress.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. This mind is just it literally blows my own mind.
It's the best.
Mine blows my mind.
The best.
Does our subconscious hold on to things that hurt us?
Yes, it does. And it does that because it thinks it's keeping you safe. Let's say a breakup, right? We've all broken up with people before. So why do we reminisce? And why do we, maybe I can go back and maybe this and maybe that? Because your subconscious doesn't really understand the full spectrum. That's what your conscious mind is for. That's what our intelligence is for. Say, remember this, remember that. But your subconscious is only, remember, it's emotion based and it's memory based, but it's not necessarily fact based. So a lot of times what will happen is your subconscious will want to go back to the good feelings, but it'll forget about all the bad things that happen. And that's what our beautiful conscious mind is for, is to go, hey, that person's not nice to you. Maybe you shouldn't go back. And so, yeah, did I just go off topic?
It's okay.
Okay.
That's part of the mind.
Yeah.
It likes to go off.
Just rambled.
We got to bring it back. I love rambling. I ramble a lot.
Yeah.
How much of our behavior is being run by our subconscious belief?
100%.
Really? 100%?
All of it. All
So
of it.
everything is the subconscious.
Everything.
Dang.
Well, it's the full spectrum of the brain, but the subconscious mind is where your belief system is. And your belief system is what triggers your limbic system, which is your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So technically your subconscious is what causes us to act. It's what causes us to react. It's what causes us to retain. It's what causes us to move forward. It's what causes us to be stuck.
Dang. So, all right, there's a lot of complicated stuff. I guess it's way above my head. So I'm sure it's way above a lot of people said that we're trying to reach to help them.
Yeah.
What's the simplistic, break it down to a regular little person like me? How does it benefit me? I'm the regular little person understanding it.
So what it does is like I said before, it changes unwanted thoughts, unwanted feelings, unwanted behaviors, or it'll also help you to manifest positive changes in your life. Like if you look around this room, every single object was first a thought or an idea. And somebody had to manifest it into reality by believing that they could do it, that they could create it. And it's the same type of situation. So what hypnotherapy does is it allows you to access the part of your mind that you don't normally access, that you wouldn't even know that you could access. And it allows you to either change the negative reactions to people, places, things, ideas, or concepts, or it allows you to enhance your own life in a positive way. Like maybe you want to write a book, but you don't feel like you have what it takes to write a book. That's a lie. It's because some point in your life, you received information or a programming that told you that you weren't capable, or you weren't good enough, or you weren't smart enough, or you weren't popular enough.
And it could have probably just been one sentence at one little moment in your time that just
That's all it takes.
Embedded in there.
That's all it takes.
Kids, young adults, they love video games.
Yeah.
How does or watching their phone a lot. Does that affect their mind?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Phones especially, because especially when you're scrolling, everything that your five senses are picking up information, and then it's creating a memory which will cause you to react.
And they may not always be they're not our memories, they're somebody else's actions and stuff, right?
Especially because social media is based off feeding you information and you responding with an emotional response. Now think about what I just taught and apply that to social media.
Yeah. So what would you recommend for youngsters out there?
Moderation.
Moderation.
Moderation is the key to everything.
And they got to be aware to say, you know what, this is affecting me. You got to be aware that this is affecting me. It's not that it's a no, you can't do it. I love social media, but I mean, but it's like, all right, I see for a few minutes, maybe an hour, if it's something that's really interesting to me, and then I'm done. Because when we bombard all these different things in our head, I'm like, holy crap, what did I don't even remember what I saw 10 scrolls ahead of time.
At the end of the day, all that is just meant to distract you.
Yeah.
It's meant to captivate your attention, to get you to buy things.
Yeah. It's to make you a consumer.
That's it.
Right. Yeah. It's just amazing about the mind.
Yeah.
So relationships and self-worth. Can hypnotherapy help someone stop repeating toxic patterns in relationships?
Absolutely.
And we're not just talking love relationships, any type of relationship.
Absolutely. It can help with codependency. It can help with, anything related. Because remember, and we have an interpersonal modality, which is where it's all about relationships, how you relate to yourself, how you relate to other people, how you relate to food, how you relate to this and that. Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of toxic behaviors are usually responses from our early developmental period, and how you related to your mom and dad, or your siblings, or your classmates, or wherever you grew up. And, your subconscious picks up on those things, and it stacks them and stacks them and stacks them. And a lot of times what happens is we get into relationships and we get past the honeymoon period, and we get several years into the relationships before things really start to unravel. And a lot of times we're like, oh, it's too late, or I'm overcommitted now, or I'm married, or whatever the case is. But the thing is that things don't necessarily even get triggered until they get resurfaced. And so a lot of times with hypnotherapy, it's attacking that root cause. And it's called the initial sensitizing event or the initial sensitizing relationship. And when you heal that usually takes all those neural pathways and cuts them out. And then what will happen is you just stop repeating the same mistake.
Huh, okay.
In theory.
Does it help people with body images, eating disorders?
Yeah, especially, because again, it's how we relate to ourselves, how we relate to, either neglecting yourself or overindulging in things or beating yourself up.
And social media,
self-esteem,
again, it
big
tells
time.
us how we should look. Like, I got a booty and I got, larger arms than I like, but it doesn't make me any less because I don't look like a supermodel.
No, me either.
Right?
I mean, obviously.
But we're letting those things, and I'm not saying body positivity, be obese, that it's okay.
No.
You shouldn't. Yeah, it's nice you like your body, but you really shouldn't be in that type of health.
Yeah.
Right? So
it's all about respecting yourself.
it is. And you gotta really like yourself, right? I mean, and if you don't like something, I'm a proponent for plastic surgery. I had this with my daughter. It doesn't mean you're a bad person.
No.
You have a self. It's like, all right,
Who
I don't
gets
like my
to
nose.
decide what makes you a bad person?
Exactly. I can decide, right? We can individually decide what I like to change about myself, even if it's something physical.
If it works for you, then you've done the right thing.
Exactly. I agree.
That's it.
I agree.
Unless it's completely toxic, and you're just lying to yourself anyway.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And that's something you got to, again, it's back to working with your mind. Yeah. Can it help someone finally believe they're worthy of love?
Yes, I've done that a lot. In fact, I've brought people into that love state, that love frequency, whatever you want to call it. A lot of times when I do breath work with people, we get into that state because you're breathing that chi and you're getting that vibration up, and it's literally euphoric. It's amazing. Yeah. And that's what I felt when I went to school, and I felt that for the first time in my entire life. I had never felt that before. I didn't know what it was. It scared me at first because it felt so good.
Yeah.
And so the first word that came up was uncomfortable, because in that moment it was so new.
And I can understand and relate, because this whole thing I'm doing, I just love it. I'm not making money. I'm not even looking to make money. Yeah. But if I do, I'm not going to throw it away and say no. I'm going to welcome it. But I'm doing it because I really love it. And I was really uncomfortable. I'm still uncomfortable. I don't know a lot of this stuff. How the hell am I going to get it to you people? But I love it. And that's, it is worthy of love, and me doing it and pursuing it. Right. And it might lead me to something else I fall in love with.
Well, I mean, you're in the love frequency because you're doing something that you love, which means that will resonate with people and that will return to you.
Have you ever encountered a client who should not be hypnotized?
Girl, yes.
Really? Yeah. Like, who should not be
So
hypnotized?
there are a few caveats. If you have a psychiatric condition that would cause false memories, that would cause hallucinations, if you are a chronic user of really strong drugs, if you're on really strong psychiatric medicine, because number one, I'd be working against that medication, and then number two, without a referral from the psychiatrist, it would be kind of counter programming. And also, a lot of times when you have those false memories or those hallucinations or things like that, what I would do would make it worse.
Wow. Yeah. So I'm going to some quick answers. This is going to be controversial and wrong.
I like controversy.
Ready? Can hypnotherapy heal addictions, or are people just desperate for a quick fix?
Oof. That's a good question. I would think that it would complement it, but I think the only thing that can heal addiction is the person.
Okay.
I think the person has to be willing on the corner of crisis and opportunity and be willing to make that right-hand turn.
Okay. What do you say to skeptics who think it's all a placebo?
So come in my office.
Do it.
Well, and let me expand on that. Yeah, that's kind of a dumb answer, but at the same time,
there's no dumb answers or dumb questions. That was cool.
I was the biggest skeptic ever. When I joined this, I used to call it, and I'm just going to say what I used to call it, dirty hippie shit. Because that was my mindset at the time.
Yeah.
But now it's like, I do this every day for myself, for other people. I've had people from all walks of life. All my fighter friends have come in here and done it, and they love it. Anybody from law enforcement, veterans, I work with them and their trauma. And it's just
actors, actresses.
I've had actors, I've had actresses. I've had politicians. I've had, every walk of life in here. And it's universally accepted, because I think a lot of times, because I was a skeptic, and because, I'm not your typical mental health guy, that people tend to resonate with that more. And it's a lot easier for me to have rapport with you, and you have rapport with me, because I'm just like a normal guy.
Yeah, he is normal. Yeah. You are normal.
Yeah.
I, I think I'm normal unless I'm crazy and
Yeah.
you're crazy. But some people
Well,
think this is woo-woo, the stuff
yeah.
that we're doing. And they like
I
me
did
going
too.
to Vedic astrology. But now that I see the math behind it, the
Right.
science behind it, and you see the spirituality behind this,
Yeah.
we were like,
It's
oh my
scientifically
God,
proven.
we got it. We found the secret that they
Right.
wrote about that book. We actually found it.
Yeah.
Right. So I feel like we found it.
Absolutely.
What's the most difficult or dangerous situation you've ever faced as a hypnotherapist?
Sure. So there's a couple. I've taken, like I said, I work with veterans, and I've taken kicks and punches to the face.
What?
I've had my office destroyed. I've had, let's see, I've had people, yeah, just very uncomfortable situations.
Oh,
Sometimes,
so I'm one of your nice patients.
yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
I deal with a lot of,
dang.
remember too, I also deal with sexual issues, so it gets a little uncomfortable at times. But you just be
Oh my
professional, and you just
God.
do
I
your
didn't
thing.
realize that you got that kind of stuff.
Remember that all the systems are governed by the subconscious, right? So I
Yeah.
also work with sexual dysfunction sometimes,
Yeah.
and
And a lot of anger.
yeah,
A lot of anger. Anger. There's a lot of anger to sexual dysfunctions.
absolutely.
Wow. I want to go back to the people that that Justin has done, these politicians, actresses, normal people, rich people.
Definitely.
Everybody needs this. Nobody's got it perfect. Even like Obama or what's the Republican president, Reagan. I don't like politics in my show, but people do look up to politicians or actresses.
Sure.
I don't know.
They're just human beings.
Yeah, I don't know. Whoever, like Brad Pitt or what, and hopefully they're working on it just like we are too.
I've had famous people in here that you wouldn't think in a million years. I've had to sneak them in the back door after hours.
Sunglasses.
Yeah, the whole deal where I'm like, I can't believe I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And it's all good because, like I said, everybody's just a human being at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's it.
Do you believe some people choose to stay broken
Yep.
because it's familiar?
Yep.
Why? Why would they want to be broken? Is it that hard to work on yourself?
I'll call myself out, right?
Yeah,
so I chose to perpetuate feeling that I was broken. So, you hear that over the years, you feel that over the years, and your life kind of reflects that over the years. And so what happens is, and this is a good caveat. So it's called translogic, and this is how your subconscious groups things together. Because if this is true, then this must be true, right? So if somebody says when we're 5, you're broken, you're crazy, you're out of control, which is, I heard that a lot. Like, out of control was like my theme, right? Yeah. And so I believed it because I heard it enough times, right? You hear anything enough times, it'll start being ingrained. And so I heard it, and so I started perpetuating that. I got more and more out of control, and then when it started to get into the point where it was affecting things, it's like, well, it must be because I'm broken. There's something messed up in me. There's something wrong with me, right? And I'm sure we've all said that about ourselves at some point in life, right? I'm worthless. I'm not good enough. I'm not this enough. I'm da 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 da. And realize it goes from external to internal at that point. And now it's no longer somebody else telling you that. Now you're telling yourself that, which means now you believe it about yourself. You believe something about yourself, you will manifest it as reality. It will become true for you. And when it becomes true for you, you live that life. So I lived that life. That was that whole craziness. I lived all that life. And I'm not saying that like I'm, like Mr. Halo on my head now, but I'm balanced. I'm stable. I'm living my life in a way that I'm respecting myself. I'm respecting my surroundings, and I'm getting that back. And that's kind of the call to action here. Is like, if you feel like you're out of control, or somebody's telling you that, or there's something going on in your life where you feel like, if only I had blank, then I could blank. That's what this is for. It's to fill in the blanks.
I like that. Yeah. All right. So we're going to end it here because I know we have thrown a lot of at you guys, and it's a lot to consume. Yeah. But before we end, this is his, what do you call this thing?
That is a QR code.
QR code. So you guys can just put your cameras and click. Hopefully you can get it. If not, I'm going to see if my editor can put it on there. I'm going to take a picture of that. But Justin, can you please tell everyone your website?
Sure. It's Justin Shyiver hypnotherapy.com.
Yeah, and I'll write it so you don't have to spell it.
Yeah.
And you don't have to see him just locally because he is located in beautiful South Florida, but he actually can work with you through Zoom and other mechanisms. So thank you for joining us, and I hope this helped you.
Thank you.
You look at the 3 holes.
3 holes.
And these 2 holes.
5 holes.
Oh yeah, okay, these 5 holes.
What the hell? I'm like backwards. Sorry.
We're going to start that one more time?
Holy shit.
Okay.
Like, talking to Booth.
And look at me. Look at that.